Sam.
And I'm Dalia.
And we're here with Aaron Carter backstage at the Croc Rock Cafe just before his performance. So Aaron, I know you were thrown into fame at such an early age. I remember back in the day, Aaron's Party was my favorite song, and I still know all the words, and I was a huge fan. So how do you feel about being such a young star?
It's a complicated question. I've consumed my whole life, so I know nothing else but what I do in my profession. And it's been an amazing ride. It hasn't stopped. It's difficult, transitioning, from being, having 5 studio albums and then transitioning into being an adult and still into the entertainment world. But I've managed to do different kind of things in entertainment. I did Dancing with the Stars. I did different contests, reality shows, and producing music. I've worked with different artists and just kind of learning my craft a little bit more. And so it's been an amazing ride. Being a young star too. I mean, I had been to pretty much every country before I was 10 years old, and that was amazing as well. So, but the experiences always change. They change with the venue, they change with the settings, and wherever I go. And it's kind of just like go with the flow, go with the ride, and enjoy it.
Definitely.
So, were you ever treated differently or bullied for that? Because we're very against bullying. So, do you have any experiences?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm the youngest in my family. Also, I was the runt of the litter, so I was a small one out of all my siblings. So I tried to go back to school in 3rd grade, and I got thrown into a dumpster by all these kids.
Oh no,
and,
that's terrible.
And so I came back home, and I was like, Mom, I got thrown in a dumpster. But it was fun, and tried to make a light mood out of it, but it wasn't fun. It kind of just showed me, how I got more of an idea of how the real world is. And, we deal with a lot of jealousy in our world these days, and everyone wants to be everyone else and not themselves. And I think it's just important for people to be comfortable in their own skin. And for me, it's important that I'm an influence and I'm a role model through my actions and the things I do in my life. Also, I mean, I've got to be able to make mistakes on my own too to be able to be a role model. I mean, you can't just pop out of a womb and be like, I'm going to be a role model. How can you be one if you don't have any experiences to help anyone with? So I've had a lot of experiences too, good and bad, and but I try to make a positive out of the bad and the good. So
Good. That's really good advice. I hope you guys are taking notes. All right, so I recently saw you on a celebrity cooking show where you got to represent a charity of choice. Can you tell us about your charity and why you picked it?
Yeah, the charity that I'm with, Kids Beating Cancer, and it's a charity to help for the research and help get the money for stem cells and whatever they need, the supplies, and people can't afford the stuff to get the treatment, and some families come from poor families, and they need help, and especially if one of their kids gets cancer, it changes everything in the course of it. So that's pretty much what the charity is.
Now, you're also doing the off-Broadway show Fantastics. Can you tell us a little bit about your character and what that's like?
Matt is a love-hungry poet, and he is nearly 20 years old, and he wants to rule the world, and he wants to love Louisa, and it's just a great role because it's so enlightening, because I learned so much from it, and I get so much different experience every time I do the show. So every time I go in, it's always something new. So
I assume you won't be singing I Want Candy in the show?
In the Fantastics?
Yeah.
No. That's a script.
It was worth trying.
And my regular performances, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do 8 shows a week with the Fantastics, and then I do on Wednesday nights and Thursdays I try to do my own shows. So
that's awesome.
So sometimes it gets to like 10, 11 performances.
Yeah, pretty busy.
Wow, yeah.
So it's pretty hectic, but I love it. It's what I do. It's what I do best. So
That's a good way to look at it. So where can we find you in the future? Where can fans look for you?
Well, just, you know, if you guys don't know, you can follow me on Twitter, Aaron Carter, at Aaron Carter. It's pretty simple.
I'm following.
And
Yeah.
what's your Twitter? I'll follow you back. And yeah, just, you know, stay posted. Any news that's coming out about me, you know, you'll always see it first on my Twitter feed, and that's pretty much it. You know, just keep checking it out. I'm working on my new album right now. I can't really get too much information about it right now, but all you need to know is that it's going to be a great album, and that the producers that I did Aaron's Party with are going to be on producing.
Awesome.
So there
So
might
great.
be,
Gotta be good then.
so there might be an Aaron's Party too. Maybe
Oh my gosh. With the American flag in the background.
there might be the after party.
Sweet.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
All right. Well, Aaron's lips are sealed, but ours are not. So as soon as we know, you'll know. Catch you back later.